Hello.
Hello, Ravi.
Good to meet you, Hassaan.
Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Very good,
Right.
very good. Thank you. This feels like Canal Street in New York. You can buy anything you want. It's quite the workout.
After a while, you're gonna feel some kind of pain in the knee.
The thighs.
Be the brother to me, whether you like it or not. This complex was built by the Mamluk Sultan for one purpose, one thing, is to defend Alexandria against the rising power of the Ottoman fleet, because the Ottoman Empire had their eyes on Egypt.
So this is the Valley of the Queens, and now we're going to visit the most beautiful tomb, the tomb of the Queen Nefertari.
It looks like it was all painted yesterday. There is so much beauty in this world, around the corner and across the oceans.
Oh, wow.
And to me, there's nothing better than finding and sharing those moments.
You're so awesome. Thank you, my dear.
My name is Ravi Singh. I was born in India, grew up in America. My parents were Narendra and Lakshmi, and they raised me to appreciate every corner of this earth. You'll find me with a camera at my side, capturing those special images, those little moments that remind us of the commonalities we all share.
My Bushmen.
So come on, jump in. It's time for a road trip with Ravi. Egypt is the culmination of more than 6,000 years of history. So many cultures have passed through. The Greeks, the Romans, the Ottomans, and even the Islamic movement. And it's what makes this country so diverse. In this episode, we go on a deep dive into Luxor and Alexandria, from where the Nile River fans out into a lush green delta. We're headed south, a 500-mile journey along the banks of this historic river. Two cities with incredible stories, and we start in Alexandria. As you're driving in the city of Alexandria, you see the blue of the Mediterranean right there. It's a beautiful scene. And something you imagine Alexander the Great was stepping maybe right where I'm stepping today. And that is a pretty amazing feeling. It's so good to see you, man. You look awesome.
Great, thank you very much.
Ayman is our guide for Alexandria, and it turns out Ayman lived in Queens, New York, and he worked in a pizza shop in Queens. Are you kidding? I know which pizza shop you're talking about. I know the corner you worked on.
Be the brother to me, whether you like it or not.
Favorite spot in Alexandria was the Catacombs.
Now, Mr. Ravi, the whole area over here called Catacombs, the whole site was discovered accidentally. This area used to be a complete garbage dump, garbage site, massive landfill of garbage.
And one day a guy's walking through there with his donkey, and the donkey kind of just falls into this depression. And from that, they found these Greco-Roman catacombs.
And once we go over there, I'm going to explain to you the rest of what we're going to see over there, 35 meters down to the hall.
My name is Ayman Fathi, Egyptologist tour guide.
It's a passion in me. It comes enrichment on mind and heart. I take it by heart, not actually as a profession. I love it. I love it. So Ravi, we're going now right now in the catacomb complex itself through a spiral staircase with a shaft in the middle. Wow. This way.
Look at this.
Staircases with the shaft over here goes all the way, almost 35 meters down.
Oh my goodness, look at this place.
Now, Mr. Ravi, we came down from a spiral staircase.
I mean, it's an entire city under the ground. It is the city of the dead.
The body was lowered all the way through to the rock bottom and then pulled through that tunnel, going all the way to the main burial chamber. This is the bottom and the end of the whole shaft. The body would have been actually lowered like this and then dragged all the way through the main tunnel to the main burial chamber.
And then it opens up into this magnificent burial chamber.
If you look up there, you will see a seashell. This is the identification. We identified the site as a Greco-Roman. The whole structure was carved out for this main burial chamber. This is the vault. This is your bedroom.
There were never bodies in this.
No, they didn't
This
find.
is all just a false front.
A false front, or you can call it decoy.
Yeah.
A decoy.
I love how you're seeing like Anubis.
Yes, the jacket
Tied into the
with the
Medusa body.
with the bodies. That's a combination between the Greek mythology and the Egyptian mythology.
That's an amazing thing to
Turn
me.
around over here and see right behind your back, you're gonna see the Medusa. This is Greek
100%.
protective elements without any doubt that freezes or turn into stone any intruder. That means he applied the Greek mythology in a sign of divine protection. Underneath it is the serpent, entwined serpent, and that serpent that spits fire or to the intruder, and he's holding the whole wearing the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt as well.
Is this the Greek sign
The
of
Greek
medicine?
sign of medicine, exactly. So it's just, the combination of it. This is all Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology with the Greek mythology on top of there. So the combination is inseparable. When you look up there, a frieze of cobras as well, and in each cobra on the top of it is a sign of another, the supreme god of the land of Egypt, Ra, 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 all around. Another protection elements as well, exactly like you're putting back home 2 bulldog, 2 German shepherd, and another most sophisticated alarm system inside. So you actually combine that protective element to be secured within your perimeter and your property back home.
Walking through the catacombs with Ayman was incredible, like stepping through a time warp into Egypt's past. But this trip and all of my trips are memorable because of the people. And like Mom and Dad always said, you have to get out and meet the people where you are to get the full story. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Can I take photo? What are you using for bait?
Gambari?
Ah, shrimp.
Gambari.
Ah, lambari. Oh, nice.
Shargous.
Shergoose.
Shargous.
Oh, nice. How big do those get? Oh, wow. What other kinds of fish do you catch here?
كده يعني ديني بس الشهر الجاي دي تكبر يعني تبقى أحسن. شهر 5 بيبقى أحلى الصيد يعني.
In May. Oh, okay. It was like we were friends for all these years and we just bumped into each other and it was like, hey, cool, let's hang out and go fishing. It was so natural. Oh, you caught one.
صغير.
Oh, oh, but that's a different kind of fish.
بطاطا دي بطاطا.
Batata. Oh, it's very small. Too small.
بس طعمها حلو يعني. لا حلوة.
Oh, you do?
أوه جميلة.
All right. Can I try one time?
أرميها لك أنا؟
Yeah. This is something I could definitely take up. Fishing in Alexandria. Fun time.
هات له.
Oh,
استنى.
it's snagged.
أيوة.
Oh, I'm sorry.
انت عشان انت قربت على الصخر.
Oh, you did it.
جوه ما توعرش، بره صخر.
Oh, Go out far, come in. Well, Mozad, I want to thank you very much for enlightening me on your world here in Alexandria and fishing. I wish you all the best. Shukran. Thank you so much. You have a very good day. We'll see you later. It's like Dad always said, meeting people like Mossad is the true gift of travel. To spend time with the locals, to appreciate their world, but also discover the commonalities that we all share.
Building that was built to house 3,000 soldiers.
Now, it's time to rejoin Ayman and explore the fort that's been protecting Alexandria for more than 5 centuries.
The whole complex, even though it's called Qaitbay Fort or Citadel, it was built at the same exact place of one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, at the same exact location, at Pharos Island, that used to be separated from the mainland. The lighthouse was built by Ptolemy II at 3rd century BC and completely destroyed by 1303. This complex was built by the Mamluk Sultan for one purpose, one thing, is to defend Alexandria against the rising power of the Ottoman fleet, because the Ottoman Empire had their eyes on Egypt. Now we're actually entering over here the main complex. This is original floor that's actually made of marble and mostly, and decorative is geometrical design. If you look at the top over here, you can see actually aperture or opening, octagonal kind of site. This is the site where the soldier used to actually stand over there, 8-sided, and lifting up the material used to be accumulated and over there. And instead of being carried on the shoulder all the way up, that actually will be in a hasty manner to be lifted over by ropes and by pockets over there as well. Either ammunitions or food supplies or whatever they want to lift up, they actually will be much easier because there's eight people doing the same exact thing at the same exact moment. So it's a much faster and hastier way.
It's 2,500 years of a history you can see and touch, and it's layered right there as you walk. Oh, it's quite the workout.
After a while, you're gonna feel some kind of pain in the knee.
The thighs.
Amazing. And here we're standing in front of a maquette or a model of the whole complex. This minaret not anymore in existence, it doesn't exist anymore. It was demolished and destroyed by the British invading Egypt, bombarded the citadel. 68% of the fort was completely destroyed by the cannons of the British fleet at 1882. And there's 3 soldiers, one down here, and one there, lying down in their back and just shooting at the enemy, just in case. Look at that. Yes. Look at this is actually
wow.
Yeah, look at the depth. Even
Can you hold this for me?
Yes. This, look at the depth. Wow, that's very bold. Okay, you want to try to get the angle right?
My legs and butt are getting good workout.
Where the soldier used to be inspecting and watching over the enemy from the east, north, and west. Open sea.
That is
Look
beautiful.
Look at the breeze. Look at that. Look at that. And here is the ships going to. Look at the mega ships over there. Going to the port. Almost 4 kilometers away from here is the port on the open sea.
And look at the view of the city from here.
If you've been to Germany, it's exactly identical to any German fort.
Really?
Any German fort. Not a citadel, but any German fort for military purposes was built and designed exactly the same till 15th and 16th century AD.
And why is that?
Yes, you got me the answer question. First of all, the Mamluk Sultan fought some Germanic tribes. That's why it is a resemblance and replica of the ancient or old forts or citadel of German and Italy and so on and so on. That's why it had the design of European style. That was built to house 3,000 soldiers and it could be self-sustained without any outside help for 6 months. The well and with a grinder for wheat and barley to be crushed. So you made bread, you're good. And massive supplies as well. Massive supplies of storages.
They thought of everything. Every time you turn the corner here, it's more incredible history. And I love the way Ayman tells these stories with such
Embedded
passion.
within all around.
That's so
Amazing.
But we've been walking up and down steps all day, and I'm exhausted and hungry. It's time to hit the open-air market in Alexandria.
This feels like Canal Street in New York. You can buy anything you want in one place. Wow, look at this. Chicken, seafood.
It's good eat.
Take it. Oh,
Number one.
that's delicious.
Yeah. It's good quality.
What is this called?
Yeah.
What? Maflul.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm definitely not going to leave any lunch today. Wow. Onion. I could just walk around here all day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Unbelievable. Okay, so I'll definitely take that. That was delicious. Chilied olives. Wow. Shukran. Wow. I'm full.
It was like mom feeding me. It's like this random place, this random lady, and she treats me like I'm her son. It was just warmth. It was just warmth everywhere.
So right there?
Whether it's a fisherman, a random lady in the marketplace. My stay in Alexandria was amazing. Ayman's passion for history here inspires you to want to learn more.
The whole temple.
And the locals, they treated me like I was one of their own. But it's time to move on. To Luxor, one of the most historically rich places on Earth. First stop, Avenue of the Sphinxes, the road that connects the two temples of Luxor. There are so many incredible stories, including the arrival of Alexander the Great here in a city that has witnessed around 4,000 years of history. It's a lot to take in, and I'm glad I have Hassaan meeting me here to lead the way.
Hello.
Hello, Ravi.
Good to meet you, Hassaan.
Nice to meet you. How is everything?
Very good,
Nice.
very good. Thank
welcome,
you.
Welcome to Egypt.
Thank
Your
you.
second
it is
home.
my pleasure to be here.
And welcome to Luxor, my beautiful city.
This is
I hope that you will love it and you will enjoy your time here. Luxor, it was the capital, for all Egypt for 600 years.
So is this what was known as Thebes?
Yeah, the Greeks called it Thebes, but
Oh,
before
I
the
see.
ancient Egyptian name was Wasit. And
Wasit.
Yeah, this is a pharaonic name. And the Greeks called it Thebes, and then the Arab later called it Luxor. Luxor is Arabic word, means palaces. Maybe because of when the Arab come to this city, they found many temples, many palaces, so they called it the place of palaces.
Perception of Egypt that I've seen in my experience is Giza, the pyramids. One of the most amazing things I found out on this trip is that in fact Luxor, this tiny place in fact has almost 40% of the historical sites of all of Egypt. Everyone just seems to think Egypt is the pyramids and that's it. And they're missing so much by doing that.
The West Bank is the place of sunset.
Yes.
Yeah, but the East Bank is the place of living, where the
I
sun
see.
rises
This
and
is where all the
born.
temples are on this side and the burials on this.
And exactly,
The
because
rising
sunrise.
of the sun and the set. Oh,
That's true.
lovely. Wow.
So in the East Bank we have two temples, Luxor Temple and Karnak Temple. The distance between them about 3 kilometers long.
Oh, wow.
Ancient Egyptians built Sphinxes Avenue to join between the two temples, Karnak and Luxor Temple.
So
Yeah.
they were both built around the same time period.
Almost the same time. So we have about 1,200 sphinxes. The people during the 18th and 19th centuries, they built their houses on top of that Sphinxes Avenue. So we spent almost 10 years to clear away, and we just opened in November 2021.
Oh, so
Never
you're saying
opened.
this was completely covered.
Covered.
Nobody knew this was here.
Yeah, exactly.
And they built homes on top.
Exactly. After we have a look here, we're gonna walk slowly to the temple.
Okay.
And we're gonna have a look inside the temple.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Let's go inside.
Are you able to read the actual hieroglyph?
Yeah, we studied this for 4 years. I born in a city, a small village actually, behind Karnak Temple. You know, Karnak is the biggest temple in Egypt, and my house is about 200 meters far from this temple. So when I was young, I used to play inside the temple. So I used to see the tourists, and I used to see the local guides show the tourists around. So I like to be like this guide who show the tourists around my beautiful city. So I loved this job when I was very young. So here you can see the facade of Luxor Temple. The facade in the form of two high walls flanking the entrance. We call this is pylon in Egyptology.
Pylon.
Pylon means two high walls flanking the entrance to the temple.
So that's where the word comes from.
The two walls representing the pylon, okay, representing actually the two mountains. Behind them is the house of the god, which is the temple. So now we go inside the temple. We're going to see the sanctuary, and this temple was built by Alexander the Great. You know, Alexander the Great, he originally from Macedonia. And he invaded Egypt 332 BC. You know, Alexander the Great, when he invaded Egypt, he found the Egyptians strongly believe in their religious beliefs. He was very clever. He wanted to be very close to the Egyptians, not to fight. So he worshipped the same ancient Egyptian gods. He added buildings to the ancient Egyptian temples. He showed himself in the form of a pharaoh, ancient Egyptian king, wearing the same crown, the kilt, even his name. He put his name inside the cartouche using the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. So if you look at the figures here, look at this figure. Is Alexander the Great, okay? Wearing the double crown, the name is his dress, and the kilt, exactly like ancient Egyptian king, and he's making offerings in front of the god Amun-Ra. And look at the name here, the cartouche with the same title, the dark and the sun disk.
Yeah.
And the name inside the cartouche is Alexandres. Alexandres
No way.
is exactly like the ancient Egyptian kings. So this is the Valley of the Queens, and now we're going to visit the most beautiful tomb, the tomb of the Queen Nefertari. Look at this.
This
Look at the
is
colors.
unbelievable.
Look at the ceiling.
It looks like it was all painted yesterday.
Yeah, very bright colors. Let's go down to see the burial room.
Oh my goodness. Wow, look at the size of this place.
If you look at the scene here, very interesting scene. Showing like a door here. This is one of the gates. You know the scenes inside the tombs, in the tomb of Queen Nefertari, and also the tombs of the Valley of the Kings. Most of the scenes talking about the afterlife, what will happen after this. And we call those scenes holy books, like Book of the Dead, Book of the Caves. So the ancient Egyptians' holy books are just scenes on the walls of the tombs of the kings and queens, talking about the afterlife, what will happen after this. And she is offering a high table of offerings.
My time with Hassaan was unforgettable. Just a brilliant Egyptologist and such a great guy, bringing fascinating stories to life. Luxor is truly one of the most history-rich places on the planet. If you ever get a chance to visit, and I hope you do, this city will leave you with memories for a lifetime.
I think by traveling, you learn. You kind of get out of your comfort zone, out of your box. And that helps to kind of get rid of those layers that we wear every day. And when you travel, I think it just comes naturally. Your inhibitions go away. You just be yourself. And that seems to just bring out the natural goodness in everybody else.
Very good, very good. Thank you.
Welcome to Egypt.